Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome, Billy. Welcome, Vishwan. Welcome, Susan, Thomas, Sunny. Wow, there are several Sunny here. Welcome, everybody. Let's see. Okay, video.
Boss, cannot see you.
Really. Can see you is enough already. Okay, good. Okay, good. Oh, connection back. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. Thank you, Julia. Yeah, nowadays young people, we really need young people to be around us because they are all very clever and smart. Okay, thank you, everybody. Wow, hand of us. Okay. Welcome to Monday. Now, even the best week start with Monday. Yeah, it is a perfect day to correct last week's mistake. It's a new day and a new week, and in that lies a new opportunity for something very special to happen. Okay, welcome back to Bitcoin Byte. Bitcoin hit 50,000 today. I think it's 4 a.m. Singapore time. So what's going to happen for the rest of the year in 2021? And are we expecting a bull run in 2021? And this is what we are going to discuss today. My name is Richard Tan from Access Resources. We are the world leading education provider. Every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This is streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. And we are making video talking about Bitcoins and cryptocurrency investing. So if this is a topic that you like to learn more about, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you send the link and invite your friend to join if you find value, so that your friend can also find value, and gently thumbs up the button and also the notification bell. So whenever we do a video, you will be the first to know. I'm very delighted to bring my friend, Dr. Clemen Chiang, to the program. He's an authority in financial investing and also a very well-known teacher and coach to many thousands of students all over the world in the art of wealth creation. Dr. Clemen is also my teacher, and welcome, Dr. Clemen.
Wow, thank you so much, Richard, for having me in your show. I'm so excited about Monday, the start of the week. And as you observe, it broke the 50,000, 51,000 mark this morning. I was there watching it. And then we're looking at some of the insights, the data coming in. It's really interesting. We had a great start to a Monday. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in as well.
Thank you, everybody, from tuning from all over the place. Some of you, from Europe, it's really early in the morning. In Asia, it's just nice. But thank you so much for tuning in. So let's start off with the people from a superpower, right? We have been discussing Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, mainly influenced by two superpowers, that is US and China. Now, news from another superpower, that's Russia. A recent report that a survey has been done that the people, Russian, from this superpower, they prefer to invest in Bitcoin and crypto rather than gold and fiat currency. So question to you, Dr. Clemen, is this: how do you compare this data to support the adoption of Bitcoin and crypto globally?
Wow, that's a great question to start off the Monday. And over the weekend, Richard, I was doing my analysis on the energy sector. So I'm looking into wind power, renewable energy. We are also looking at crude oil discovery, and so on. So Russia happens to be sitting on one of the largest oil fields in the world that's untapped. And one of my buddy is her family owns one of the largest and the longest oil pipeline in Siberia.
Wow.
So this is close to my heart. And when I swap my screen right now, first of all, we want to zoom in to kind of analyze what's the population count in Russia today, right? It's standing about, in 2019 census, it was standing about 144 million. So to give a context, if we look at Russia, Japan, and Germany, Japan standing at 126, and Germany standing at 83 million people. So right over here, in a recent survey conducted, majority of Russians say that they would rather buy crypto over traditional assets. And they are already very used to the oil assets that they already have. So what is the switch that tilt them over from energy stocks or the very big energy players within their domestic country migrating over to a decentralized instrument like Bitcoin? So this is the part that kind of caught our attention. And as we scroll down, with the reliance on crude oil, or what we call crude petroleum, being the primary export for the country, but the domestic people are moving their money into cryptocurrencies. So they are saying a few things like, hey, you know what, 76.9, wow, and that's a big, big number. 76.9 say that they would rather buy Bitcoin than traditional assets like fiat currency and gold. That is a very, very big statement. And, you know, this, of course, we need to know what's the survey count and the population size, right? So investing in crypto for the long term. And, you know, when we kind of go down right over here, 22% of the poll investors say they got their coins in order to pay for goods and services with digital currency. This is really, really huge. It means to say that they are already so used to the idea of, remember, Bitcoin is all about PS, I love you. P for payment, S for store of value, and the P part of the equation, they are already doing it. And that's the reason why majority of them will need regulation to make it safer. They highlighted the need for regulation. And right now there's a global campaign from regulators across different countries, making sure that, number one, the crypto exchanges play by the rules, so that, number two, the retail investors, their assets or their money into cryptocurrencies can be safeguarded. So this is really a great, great report. Thank you so much, Richard.
Thank you. Well, Dr. Clemen, that means if more and more people, Russia is one of the superpower, and if 76% of Russian, right, and embrace and adopt cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, it really will drive the price, you know, to a solid level. So from Russia, we move to Asia, right?
Yes.
So the superpower, we have US, China is a superpower, Russia is a superpower. I think Asia is a very big place also. So let's move to Asia. Now, analysts always use US data for their prediction and forecast because, well, many analysts reside in US, so they only know about US. But also US has a giant fund are there, and Wall Street are there, and that's where money are located. However, Asia has the largest population and the largest potential for growth. Now, question for you, Dr. Clemen, is this. There is a crypto fund approved in Japan recently. Now, Japanese are generally very prudent people. They are careful, you know, they are saver, they are prudent people. And, you know, pursuing this fund, the government take a long time to approve. So how do you see this, you know, attitude of the Asian people to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency?
Wow, and that's a really great question to start off looking at Japan, because they're so traditional. I was visiting Japan twice in 2018 when I was involved in the blockchain project, Richard. And when I walked into the bookstore, of all the books there, or anything related to cryptocurrencies, there's only one subject title, and that's Bitcoin. Meaning to say, the Japanese are very focused on only one coin. They don't touch majority of the coins out there. And that's the reason why, you know, when we look at an article like this, a Japanese firm is reportedly launching the country's first crypto fund as digital assets boom globally. This is a perfect timing for them. Now, actually, in any areas, there are only three things that you can do, right, for the world of crypto. So number one, first, you can buy into the Bitcoin directly itself, buying the assets. Now, those Japanese who are very familiar with it, they already done it, been there, done that. And, you know, one of my friends, whose name is Roger Ver, otherwise known as Bitcoin Jesus, he's also the founder of Bitcoin Cash. He started in Japan. When he was just hanging out in the cafes there, he heard about people talking about Bitcoin. The first thing he did, which was a very brilliant move, he went to buy the domain name bitcoin.com. Wow. And so if you check the WHOIS of bitcoin.com, you find the name Roger Ver. So coming back to this fund. So number one, you can buy Bitcoins directly. Or number two, you can participate into a Bitcoin ETF. These are what the institutions in US, Wall Street, they are doing. And in relation to this crypto fund, this is something is exactly what step 2. You don't want to touch Bitcoin, you put your money with the fund take your money and invest on your behalf to buy directly to Bitcoin. And of course, they look into custodian, escrow services, and so on. Then, of course, the third thing that you can do is to invest in the producer of Bitcoin mining companies. So coming back to this really interesting article, and they are looking at not just Bitcoin itself. So they are looking into, hey, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, among others. And they make it such that it is really a low barrier, because why? Investors just need to put in a minimum of around $9,000 to roughly $27,000. So this is not a fund so-called designed for high net worth individuals. All right. So I want you all to know such funds, there are many out there, but I would rather encourage all of you, when you read at a news like this, 3 things to take away from. Number 1, there's growing interest in Asia, as Richard has pointed out to us. And the biggest market actually is right here in Asia. Number 2, instead of going out there to buy into the fund, you can buy yourself so that you understand the processes of withdrawing, deposit. And as you get into the whole ecosystem of doing the trading on your own, that's where you fall in love with Bitcoin. That's where most of your questions will be answered through your practical action. And number 3, if we look at Japan itself, a conservative country like them, if they are migrating over the Bitcoin fund, you can already see that many other developing or developed countries are also stepping into this arena. So Japan is just one of those countries that's kicked off, and many others are right now spreading across the world. Yes, Richard.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much for simplifying the news into a meaningful ideas that we all can absorb. Now, the third question for you, Dr. Clemen, is this. Over the past July, June, July, Bitcoin was very low. Many people would panic, etc. And then come August, we see some lights, right? Lights at the end of the tunnel. And Bitcoin price in August has been on the raise, going up. Now, will Bitcoin continue its bull run that it started in August? Because it has crossed the 50,000 registered, according to analysts. That's very important. And it's now at 51,000. Now, question for you here is this. From here, will Bitcoin face more resistance on its journey to 100,000? Now, if yes, what are the resistance?
Wow, that's a very sharp question, Richard. Okay, if we talk about resistance level, I want to switch over right now and get all of us to focus on the Bitcoin chart, all right? So Bitcoin chart, typically what we do is kind of ship it out such that on the bottom left, you are looking at the year 2021, all right? So, and then, of course, we switch to the current month today, which is in the month of September, okay? So what we want to do is to draw a separation line over the 50,000 mark. So I'm going to draw this 50,000 mark line. Boom, I cut it half. And we want to see who are the people who bought above the 50,000 mark. So these are the guys right here, whole bunch of them, all right? Now, this whole bunch of them, we're also going to look at the bottom, the whole bunch of volume involved, because it's not just the price, but the number of Bitcoins that were bought during those prices that were above 50,000. Okay, so this is our step 1. Now, once you establish this very important step 1, then we begin to understand that, okay, those who bought here probably are hanging on for their dear life. HODL. So you can either call it hodl or you call HODL, hang on for dear life. They will not sell. They will hanging on because they believe that Bitcoin will go 100,000. All right. So a whole bunch of them here are the faithful, battle-tested, war-torn, scars all over the body. They say, nope, I'm not going to touch my Bitcoin. And they're going to leave it well. Because today, the moment it breaks 50,000, and we are at 51,853 right now, to be very, very accurate, all right? Very, very precise. It is the start of a journey to conquer the previous all-time high. So where was the previous all-time high? And that was about 64,000 right here. This is the most important mark that we must cross. But, you know, in our previous week's videos, Richard, we shared about the fact that the lower hanging fruit right now is actually not 64,000. It's actually 53,000. Why? Because when Bitcoin breaks 53,000, every media out there, news outlets, they will be talking about the fact that Bitcoin has retained and reinstate and regain the 1 trillion market cap.
Wow.
That is the big headlines everybody is waiting for right now. So if I cut into smaller pieces right here, now I come to a black chart because I want to look at the volume. All right. And there are 3 big important volumes that we need to take note of. And here we go. First, we start from this date right here. I put my crosshair right there, and I hope you guys can see it really closely. This was the time when Bitcoin in one day traded about 231,000 coins in one day. So, you know, we can see right here, the candles are super huge and tall, which is right this gigantic green candle right here, right? This is I call it the 251,000 coins candle, all right? Now, why do we need to establish this candle? Because we're going to cut across the minimum benchmark, which is 150,000 Bitcoin traded per day, which is represented right now by my red line, all right? So we're going to track how many instances this has happened. Number 1 is this big candle, green candle right here. Number 2, there's another big one right here, 200,000 Bitcoins bought in one day. And number 3, about 150,000 right here. So we're going to point exactly to the candle. Now, what exactly are those dates? These are your dates. Back then, when Bitcoin was trading low at 28,805, one day on that day itself, 200,000 Bitcoins were bought in the market. This is a very important number. Now, the second number is found right here on this green candle. Let me show you all this green candle here, all right? On this day, this candle, 150,000 Bitcoins were transacted on that day itself, all right? So it looks like the minimum standard we are really pounding on is for it to achieve about 150,000 volume per day basis. So this is the one, once that volume has been set, you will see instances like this. So for example, this was the volume that has set, this was the volume that has set, it prepares for this journey up here until today, 51,000. So for 51,000 to hit to the 64,000, we are waiting for that 150,000 volume in one day to propel it, give the kind of a final booster, and it will go all the way up. So this is the big movement that everybody is anticipating. And that's the reason why, you know, Bloomberg's Mike McGraw, he's telling the whole world right now, hey, you know what? This is chicken feed all the way. We should start moving towards 100,000. And along the way, please, everybody, do not expect a straight line. There'll be movement up, movement down, and all these nuances we're going to cover in our weekly videos all the way to the Global Bitcoin Festival. Yes, back to you, Richard.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Clemen. Dr. Clemen, I'm very excited on what you have said, and you know, we are all ready for the journey to 100,000. Now, I want to share one crazy report, okay? So before I share the crazy report, now we are all very passionate about Bitcoin. You know, me and my organization, and also Dr. Clemen, and that's the reason why we are organizing the Global Bitcoin Festival this October. So it's a gathering of industrial experts and enthusiastic, passionate community. And the reason why we are doing all this is because, you know, we want to educate more people. And, you know, if the Russian are coming in, if the Japanese are coming in, and everybody have some Bitcoin in their wallet or in their mobile phone, you know, it is inevitable. It's inevitable that you will drive the Bitcoin price to be stronger and only one direction, that's only going to the moon. And we are doing all this because we believe that Bitcoin is an amazing financial instrument that can help you create wealth, not only for you, but for generation to come. Wait till I share with you the question number 4. Okay, question number 4, and you have to go out all the way to tell everybody to be involved, to own some Bitcoin or to buy some, to invest in some, and come to join our community. Okay, so there's a link there. Make use of the link and send it out to all your friends, okay, and your loved one. Now, my last question for you, Dr. Clemen, and everybody pay attention to this crazy report. Now, the crypto community are very familiar with Bitcoin forecast from Plan B, Pantera, Cathy Wood, Michael Saylor, and many of Jack Dorsey. Everybody predict bull prospect for Bitcoin. Now they predict Bitcoin price to range from anywhere from 135 this year, 500,000, even to $1 million per Bitcoin. It's already huge, right? Unthinkable way back, when it first started. Now I have heard of all this 135, 500, 3, all the way to $1 million. I've never heard Bitcoin price to hit $1 billion. This is a crazy. Now today there's a crazy report that says that Bitcoin will hit $1 billion in the year 2038. Now this is not a forecast from social influencer, YouTuber, or anybody, but it is a forecast and a very thorough report from the world's largest fund manager, that is Fidelity. I mean, they hold how many $1 trillion of asset. Now, this crazy report blow our mind. Dr. Clemen, question for you is, can you help us run through the logic on Fidelity report? Who is the guy that made this report? And do you think it's credible or even possible?
Wow, this is such an awesome question. I love to tackle this question, Richard. And first, let's look at the article so that everybody, we are reading on the same wavelength. And the wavelength is this. 1 Bitcoin may be worth 1 billion according to Fidelity, right? So this is the big headline that came up. We're going to kind of reverse engineer his thinking, how he connect the dots. But first, let's come back to planet Earth to understand, is this even possible to begin with? And I'm going to tell you one simple key idea that straight away, boom, you will break through and you understand why $1 billion is highly probable. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm showing you the most expensive stock on planet Earth. And this is none other than Berkshire Hathaway, that's owned by Warren Buffett. All right, so today you can see if you want to buy one share, it will cost you $424,000 just to buy one share.
Wow, unthinkable.
But what is the problem here? And the problem is this, because the traditional stock market, they do not offer you 10 decimal places unlike Bitcoin. You cannot buy like 0.1% of this share, or you want to buy 0.5 of this share to make it affordable, because everybody's budget is different. And that's the reason why when you look at a company like Warren Buffett, you will straight away know that he is very focused. His customers or so-called shareholders are people who can buy one share, $424,000. Think about the millionaires and the billionaires. These are his customers. Ordinary men out there, they are not his customers. That's the reason why Warren Buffett will come out with a strong headline calling Bitcoin a rat poison. All right, so everybody need to understand where his most focused customers base are, millionaires and billionaires. All right, then we switch back to this article. Why 1 billion is possible? Because today you don't have to buy one Bitcoin. You can buy 0.0001 Bitcoin or 0.2 Bitcoin or 0.008 Bitcoin, whatever number that you like, as long as you're willing to buy. Or I can translate it for you. You can buy $100 worth of Bitcoin or $50 worth of Bitcoin. It is ready for you. That's why this is a game where everybody can take part. So if you go down to diagnose what he's telling us, he make it very clear. Because for us as an investor, we need to break down the timeline. We'll be asking like, hey, what's your timeline for this to happen? And straight away, the analyst or the director, his name is called Julian Timmer, Director of Global Macro at Fidelity. He's telling us that, okay, 1 billion per coin, according to his prediction, will hit in the year 2038. So the moment we see 2038, we say, okay, what is so special about this 2038? And we don't really need to get into so much of the details like he highlighted here. Okay, there'll be network of buyers, sellers, exchanges, ATM machines for you to deposit, withdraw Bitcoin. And then you have retailers, you have wiki, media, don't know, all these things that he's talking about. I mean, this is good, but not good to explain. So let me show all of us the clearest way to think about this billion-dollar idea right here. This is the table we should be studying. It is called the Bitcoin halving table. And the first halving we started right here in 2012, very recent only. You know, Bitcoin was birthed in the year of 2008, right in the middle of the financial crisis. 4 years later, according to the white paper, they conducted the first halving. At another 4 years, second halving 2016, and another 4 years. This was the year I go really crazy on the third halving, 12th of May 2020, all right? Now, by the time we hit 2024, that's fourth halving, 2028, that's fifth halving, and 2032, that's your sixth halving to begin with. This is what we are talking about. Because by then, we hit 2032, guess what? By 2032, over 99% of Bitcoin will have been mined. So that is really the number that we are chasing, 2032. So what this director from Fidelity has done a projection is 2032 add another 4 more years. Here we go. That's where you arrive, the holy moly prediction, 2038. Right here. So he's saying that by the time we completely mine, cannot mine anymore, no more Bitcoin to be mined, fixed at 21 million fixed supply, guess what? Everybody will be really hanging on to their Bitcoin for life. No one is willing to let go in the market. Then and only then, the probability for Bitcoin to hit $1 billion is very, very high. Why? The first wave will be dominated by sovereign countries. Countries will fight over it. Just like how countries fight over gold. They have to buy gold to hedge their dollar, domestic currency. Number 2, the second wave, we are talking about the big hedge funds. And we are looking at money managers like BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard. They are already into Bitcoin because BlackRock is the largest shareholder of MicroStrategy. And then the institutions like public companies will start converting their cash in bank to buy Bitcoin, which MicroStrategy done that, Tesla done that, Square done that. You start to see all these things happening. And finally, number 3, the last and always the slowest of them all are the retail investors. The ones that always think that, is this a mouse rat poison? Is this a scam or what? They are always having this kind of mini thoughts. But you know, the big boys are into the game. That's the reason why we want to show you, hey, this is a journey of a lifetime. And Richard will share with us so many times that this is the asset that will create for us generational wealth. So my friends, you've seen it already. The numbers hitting $1 billion. Back to you, Richard.
Wow. Dr. Clemen, thank you so very much for making it simple for us to understand. So everyone, opportunity for you to have $1 billion if you have 1 Bitcoin. It's only 2038. Yeah. And also, you know, it's government, what is stopping government from printing money? They can print unlimited amount
Yes.
of money. What the money you have today, in 20 years' time, is worth nothing. And hence, 1 billion at that time may be only $1 million of today. So that's the reason why we are very, 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 very passionate about Bitcoin, and we want the world to know. And it's the reason why we are organizing Global Bitcoin Festival this October. And you know, it's, as I say, it's a movement, a gathering of passionate Bitcoin community, right, to update, promote education for the adoption of Bitcoin. So there's a link below, and you know, if you find value in what we have been sharing so far, please share with all your friends so that they can come and join us in this journey, and you know, sign up for the program. And thank you so very much for being here. So this is Richard Tan. I want to wish you well, health, and happiness in your life. And let's meet again on Wednesday. So thank you so very, very much. Thank you. And have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead.